Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick, but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Blessings and peace to you. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Friday, February 7th, 2025. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen when you focus on what is good, because there are no benefits in focusing on the negative things. So focus on what is good. Don't focus on your problems. Focus on solutions. And if you can't solve a problem quickly, make sure you pray about it. But most importantly, focus on what is good. If you are out there traveling about today, make sure you keep yourself safe. Make sure you stay focused by not being on your cell phone too much in the public. If you are on your phone too much in the public, that means you are distracted. So please pay attention, stay focused on what's important, and make sure you keep yourself safe and keep your family members safe. Make sure you wash those hands. People are becoming ill by different types of illnesses, unfortunately. So make sure you wash your hands, keep yourself safe, don't be distracted, and make sure you pray. Yes, indeed. I always remind you of these things because I care. If you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. Once again, if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. And if you are not comfortable using the applications to give, please contact me on Facebook at SB Favor Thinking Podcast page and send me a direct message and I will respond to you. Thank you so much for your support and your donations. And lastly, I want to remind you to give to Feeding America. Feeding America is a great charity that provides food for families across the nation. Currently, Feeding America is providing resources for people that have lost their homes in California due to the fires recently. So make sure you support and give to Feeding America, and you can find all of their information at their website at feedingamerica.org. Once again, make sure you give to Feeding America. You can find all their information at their website, and if you want to learn more about their organization, you can find all the details at feedingamerica.org. Thank you so much for your support and your donations. Well, today, once again, I have an inspirational quote, and I have decided to come on and, yes, give you an inspirational quote because we live in a time when we have to stay focused. We are living in a time where we have to stay focused. That's right. And so I want to remind you of all of those things to stay important. And I'm going to give you an inspirational quote from the Bible. Again, I gave out inspirational quotes yesterday. It was 2 verses that I gave out yesterday talking about trust. And today, the 2 verses I will give out, yes, it's from the Bible again. We're going to talk about fear and why we shouldn't fear. So, the first inspirational quote, or first part of the inspirational quote, is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind, which is self control. And the second part of this inspirational quote is Philippians 4:6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. I am going to read both verses again. The first one is, for God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That's 2 Timothy 1:7. And the second part of that is, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer with supplication and thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. Now, that last part is Philippians 4:6. This inspirational quote is all about reminding you to stay focused, and is all about reminding you to focus on everything that makes you better. The first scripture I quoted, 2 Timothy 1:7, talks about not being fearful. You don't have to be fearful because God has not given you a spirit of fear, but He's giving you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind, which is self control. So we have a responsibility to focus on everything that helps us to align ourselves with faith and not fear. And we can do that by understanding how to think. When we understand how to think, then we can practice more self control. We have to focus on everything that helps us to be better. Because if you are sitting around thinking about things that are not good, that means you are aligning yourself with the things that will bring you fear. You are aligning yourself with the things that are not good. So align yourself with everything that is good. Align yourself with thinking about the things that are powerful, thinking about the things that are full of love, thinking about the things that help you to be better. The second scripture I quoted was Philippians 4:6. And that scripture is simply saying, don't be anxious about anything, but through all things, pray about it. Pray about all things, acknowledging God, depending on God. These two scriptures are very important to meditate on. Why? Because if you are misguided or focused on something you shouldn't be focused on, now you have the tools to understand what you can use to determine how you should focus and what you should focus on. How should you focus? You should focus on everything that makes you better. Yes, focus on everything that makes you better. When you focus on everything that makes you better, then you will be better. Focus on everything that is good. Focus on everything that is positive. If you can solve a problem immediately, then solve it. Hit it and quit it and move on, meaning take care of your business and move on. But don't sit around thinking about a problem if you can't solve it immediately. You must walk in the peace of God, the soundness of God, and the power of God. And what is that? And where how do you walk in those things? You walk in those things according to how you think. You walk in all of the things I just mentioned according to how you think, the content of what you are thinking about. You have the power to take control of what you think. You have the power to take control of what you focus on. A lot of times, if we are focused on the wrong thing, all of a sudden, then your emotions will be in the wrong place. That's right. If you are focused on the wrong thing, your emotions will be in the wrong place. And what do I mean by the wrong place? Meaning you will start to feel something you don't want to feel. So that is why it is so important to focus on what is good and focus on the things that simply make you better. We all have the power to do that. We all have the power to focus on the things that helps us to be better. We should be encouraged every day to focus on the things that help us to be better. Self-control is so important because when we are aware of what we should be doing and what we should not be doing, of course, yes, we then can take more control. But a lot of times, if we are not focused but yet distracted, how will you know what to take control of? You won't know. So that is why it is so important to be focused and not distracted. These two verses are a combination of overcoming fear and overcoming anxiety to live a life of peace and confidence. When or if you don't have peace, then guess what? That means you need to be focused. If you have anxiety or any form of anxiety, that means you need to be focused. We don't have to be afraid of anything, but we simply need to pray. We don't have to walk around in confusion. We simply need to pray. We don't have to be subject to the things that make us less. We simply need to pray. So, once again, I'm going to read those two scriptures again. God gave us a spirit, not of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That's 2 Timothy 1:7. And the next one says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. And that's Philippians 4:6. I hope that everything I said reminds you of what you need to do. I hope that you have a really good weekend. And I pray that you are intentionally focused on everything that is good so that you will not be subject in any kind of way to fear or anxiety. God is able to help us and He's able to lead us and He's more powerful than us and everything that exists. And we must not doubt that, but simply have an attitude of overcoming to keep living a quality filled life. There is power in prayer. Yes, it is. Every day we live, if we take a moment throughout our day, not just in the morning, not just at night, if we take moments throughout our day to pray more, to be more focused, then we can partake of many more things that are good. We should never project the negative, but we should project the positive so that we can manifest and create and foresee something good happening. If for some reason you have a bad feeling about something, pray about it. If for some reason you are greatly concerned about something, pray about it. If for some reason you may not have peace about something. It could be the least of anything. Pray about it, but don't sit around thinking about the things that are not going to help you. Focus on the things that will help you. Focus on what is good. Focus on God helping you. Focus on the result of the problem, the positive solution of the problem. Don't focus on the negative part. Focus on what is good, because God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. Think about that for a second. God has not given that to us. He has given us all that is good. He doesn't want us to be anxious, but He wants us to be thankful, and He wants our requests to be known to Him. That's right. So focus on what is good, pray about all things, and stay focused. And I hope that you have a very good weekend. And if you need to reach me, make sure you reach out to me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. And if you have enjoyed listening to this podcast, give. Give at Cash App $SBFavor or at Venmo at SBFavor, and share this podcast with someone. If you have enjoyed it, share this podcast with someone. There are many people that need to stay focused. There are many people that need to be that need to be encouraged. Yes, there are many people that simply need to be inspired. So share this podcast with others. I appreciate you. I thank you so much for tuning in and just simply taking the time to listen to SB Favor Thinking Podcast. I need your support. I need to keep going, and I need your support to keep going. I thank you so much. Once again, share the podcast with others, and make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find me there. And also, lastly, I want to remind you to make sure you support Feeding America. It is a good charity that is currently helping people across this nation. We are living in serious times. So please go to feedingamerica.org and learn more about this charity I'm talking about. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and you have a good day.